Hello, and welcome to the Food Adventures channel. Now we're going to have an orange soda battle this time. I ran out of stuff I could actually eat for the time being. Actually, I just got lazy and I didn't really want to go to the restaurant today. But we actually have sodas that are very similar in taste. We have three different orange sodas. We have Sunkist, we have Fanta, and we have this nice orange soda. The nice orange soda is a generic brand. It's about half the price of the Fanta and the Sunkist. And we're going to see which one of these orange sodas has the best value. Um, it's like $1 versus $2 for like a 2 liter bottles. I mean 2 liter jug. So unless you're really, really poor, the cost is probably not going to be an issue for either of the three. So it's just really which one of these actually tastes the best. And we are going to start with Sunkist. Smell that Sunkist. That gives an incredibly powerful orangey smell. It's very, very strong. Just smelling the orange Sunkist. Let's take a sip. Sunkist is sweet, but it's not overly sweet. It's not like the sweetest one. I think Slice is a lot sweeter for Sunkist. But if you just drink the Sunkist, I think it has more of a pop flavor to it when it enters your mouth. It's not like just this mellow type of soda that goes down extremely easily. It has a good I don't know how to explain it. It has a very good poppy taste in your mouth. It has almost like a shock flavor when it hits your tongue. So it's like it has a little bit of a shock flavor definitely when it hits your tongue. It's very orangey and it's very, very delicious. And that is the Sunkist orange soda. Once again, an extremely strong orangey smell. And a little bit of a shock on the tongue when you actually drink the Sunkist. So it's definitely like orange soda that's strong flavor with a pop. Well, let's cleanse our palate first with water. And the next one we're going to try is the Fanta. Now, history lesson about Fanta. Fanta was actually made by Nazis, for Nazis actually, because in World War II they ran out of that syrup to make Coke, and they needed something soda to drink, so they made Fanta. The fact that it was made for Nazis does not stop me from drinking it, because that has actually nothing to do with the flavor of Fanta. It is still a very good orange drink. So let's open it up and take a sip. Oh, love that pop. Smell first. The smell of Fanta is different from Sunkist. It's not quite as strong orangey coming out of the can. It might just be the can versus the bottle versus the jug. But the Fanta smell is not quite as strong as the Sunkist smell. Just liquid to liquid. I actually like the Sunkist smell a little bit better coming out of this bottle than the Fanta smell coming out of the can. But let's take a drink. Fanta actually has more of a real orange taste to it. It's actually not quite as sweet. For me, Fanta is not quite as sweet as a Sunkist, but it just might be the different flavor that's insulated within a metal can as with like a plastic bottle. But it's not quite as sweet as the Sunkist, at least out of the bottle. I think total sugar, if you really look at it, total sugar content, I think Fanta's pretty much up there with Sunkist. This is 7.5 fluid ounces, and this is probably something like 20, right? That's 20. So this is a little less than a third of this, and the sugar. Well, this is a little more than a third of this, and the sugar is a little more. So I think they actually almost have the same amount of sugars in both Fanta and the Sunkist. And but somehow I think it might just be the can adjusting the flavor, because it doesn't quite taste, the Fanta doesn't quite taste as sugary as the Sunkist to me. It also doesn't have quite the same pop that the Sunkist does. It doesn't have quite the same shock factor onto the tongue. But I actually really like the more orangey, like the more real orangish flavor that the Fanta actually gives. So it says it's naturally flavored, and this orange soda is Sunkist is flavored with other natural flavors. So I actually think the Fanta does have a more natural taste. So right now, I would probably give it the slight edge over the Sunkist. Although because these two are great orange sodas, they taste about the same. But I think the natural flavor pushes the Fanta slightly over the top of the Sunkist. Should have finished this small can because this is like less than a regular Coke can. That's some good orange soda, guys. Great Fanta flavor. Gotta cleanse our palate once more. And now we have the generic orange soda. It's the nice orange soda. And this notably has quite a bit less sugar than both the Fanta and the Sunkist. But will that lack of sugar really impact the taste? Let's find out. Let's smell it first. It has a pretty strong orange smell coming out of it. It's nowhere near as strong as the Sunkist, though. Out of the three sodas, the Sunkist definitely has the best smell coming out of the plastic container. It's much stronger than both the Fanta and this generic soda. The smell coming out of the container. So let's pour a bit of it into this big ass shot glass that I have. That's actually supposed to be for drinking sake, I believe. But since I don't really drink sake, and for those of you that don't know and didn't notice the drawing on the kind of like the shot glass, it is actually a bleached shot glass that my friend bought me, and it's the 3rd Division Captain. So let's smell it once it's in this shot glass. It's still not as strong as the Sunkist, but let's actually take a drink. Okay, this soda is actually a lot more bland than these other two. The lack of sugar in this soda, because this is 7.5 fluid ounces, already has 27 grams, and this only has, I think this has just like less sugar overall. Then this has a lot less sugar overall, or less quality sugar than the Fanta or the Sunkist. And it just doesn't. It has basically no pop in the taste. It doesn't really have the natural flavor of the Fanta. So even though it costs the least, it's also the least tasty of the 3 orange sodas, unfortunately. I actually believe that Sunkist actually has caffeine, which gives it part of that pop, whereas Fanta doesn't actually have caffeine. It doesn't say caffeine on here, but I did read somewhere online that one of the orange sodas, I believe it is Sunkist. It might have been Slice, actually, because I don't really see caffeine on here. But my favorite out of these 3 is probably going to be the Sunkist for the additional pop in the flavor. The Fanta is very, very close to the Sunkist, and this is a distant third because this soda just tastes a lot more bland than either this Fanta or the Sunkist. So this is one place where the brand name sodas actually far outpace the generic orange soda. Now, don't get me wrong, the generic orange soda is still pretty tasty, but it is not in the same league as the Fanta or the Sunkist. The overall winner, Sunkist, but Fanta is a close second. So that is the battle of the orange sodas. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you and have a nice day.